Hey everybody, guess what time it is? Yep, you grilling with Bubba. So I'm thinking, what's something I hadn't done in a while? Where it's starting to get a little cool? Do I want to smoke some meat, put it in some stew, make some soup, something like that? Well, about this time of the year in Texas, when things start to cool off, I gotta think tamales. Yeah. So here's what we got. We got a 10-pound brisket, got a 10-pound pork butt. We're gonna get those on the smoker. We're gonna get them going overnight. So it's about 10:30 right now. So we'll get them things going about 11, 12 o'clock tomorrow. Those things will be good to go. We'll be able to pull them off and let them cool and rest. I don't think we necessarily need to go through all of that stuff, Maybe take a couple of screenshots for you or grill shots for you, as it were. Let's see all the good stuff happening. But then we're gonna turn these into some beautiful tamales. Not something I've done, so it's gonna be an adventure for both of us. We're gonna do brisket with, hadn't quite decided yet. I think I got a few ideas. Pork butt, oh, that's gonna be good. We've got some dried Guajillo chilies, some ancho chilies, some pasilla chilies, and we're going to go ahead and mix those up in there and make these things just beautiful and spectacular. Anyway, so let me get started. Next time you see me, might be outside on the grill a little bit. All right, guys, so we went ahead and got that brisket on the smoker. We're going to do these one at a time. So we're going to do the brisket first, and then in the morning, when this is close to done, we'll go ahead and start getting that pork butt put on here. Cooking too much stuff on this small thing at one time is just going to slow everything down, and we don't want to do that. So we're going to get this brisket started first, and you can see what we got going on here. It's looking good in there. We got it all seasoned up. And that's just 50-50 salt and pepper Texas style. That's how we're gonna do it. Now, once we get it off, after this thing's done, we're gonna go ahead and chop up a bunch of it, and we'll mix in a few other things, maybe some chili powder and whatever else I come up with. I'm not quite sure yet. Like I said, I hadn't done tamales before, so I gotta figure out what I think's gonna taste good in a tamale with these things. So we'll go ahead and get these started, and we'll watch this for the night, and we will see y'all in the morning sometime. Still out here doing this thing. Man, these tamales better be worth it. I'm sure they will, though. Got that pork butt going now. Oh, gonna be good. All right, it's check-in time. Let's see how that pork butt's doing. Oh, that's looking tasty. That's gonna be delicious when that thing comes off there. Low and slow. We got that thing running about 220, 225 degrees. That thing's just gonna fall apart tender. That's gonna be great in them tamales. All right, everybody, welcome back. It's game day. Go Cowboys. Got my Van Der Esch jersey going on. So we're gonna go ahead and make these tamales. So for that game tonight, we'll have some good and ready to go. So we've already got our brisket and our pork smoked up. We got that shredded up. You saw some of that earlier. And oh my goodness, couldn't keep my fingers out of it. It's just delicious, turned out wonderful. So now what we're gonna do is we've got, as you can see over here, we've got our corn husks soaking in water. Read the directions on those. Some of them are dry and they want you to soak them for 4 to 6 hours. Now the ones that I got were not dry, so it said half an hour. So we'll let them soak, then we'll pull them out and get them, you know, dried off and everything. Then we got our sauce that we're going to be making, and let me get my recipe turned back on over here, because like I said, this is the first time I've done this, so I've got to follow that recipe. Anytime I do something for the first time, I'll follow a recipe. And if I like it, then, you know, I'll do that, and then I'll just kind of tweak it the way that I like it after that. Otherwise, I'll go find a different recipe and start all over again. That's the way I generally learn how to do things and learn how to get things to the way that I like for them to taste and everything. So we're gonna follow this recipe. So this is for the pork. So we got some chilies going on. We got guajillo chilies, we got ancho chilies, and we got pasilla chilies. And we're gonna go ahead and chop the stem end off of those, get the seeds pulled out, because that's where most of the seeds are, is right there at that end. And then we're gonna drop them in some water and put a lid on it. This water, it just came up to a boil. I just turned it off. So we just want to steep these. We got a couple tomatillos that we're going to put in there also, with some onions. And then we're going to get that all blended up after it steeps for a while. Gets all softened up. We're going to put that in a blender with some onion, garlic, oregano, salt, pepper. I can't remember if there's anything else. But if there is, then I'll tell you about it when I'm putting it all in there. So that's for the pork. And then the brisket ones are just seasonings, really. We're going to put a little chili powder, some cumin. We'll get some chicken stock in there to get the meat moistened up. Maybe throw a few other things in there. I'm not quite sure yet. I found a couple different recipes that I'm thinking about going back and forth on. So when we get to those, I'll let you know what we got going on with those. But right now, we're going to go ahead and get these peppers cut up and steeping with the tomatillos, and we'll get you on the next step when we're ready to put this all in the blender. All right, so you can see we got all our peppers and everything. They've been going for a little bit, simmering and steeping in that. Everything's softened up. We got the onions, the peppers, the chilies, and the tomatillos. So we're gonna put that in the blender, if we can do that. We don't want, and I've said this in an earlier video, but we don't want the juice from this, because that will get bitter. So we just want to kind of pull everything out of here and stick it in this blender. Woo! And that is steaming hot. So we're going to get all this mixed up. We're going to add some garlic to this right quick before we blend it. And that's going to be the sauce that we're going to mix with the pork to go ahead and get those things done. So we'll be right back with you after we get this all blended up. So we got some of this pulled pork. We got it all cut up even a little bit more in the pan. And we're gonna go ahead and take this sauce. You can see what that turned into. I mean, that just looks gorgeous and it smells amazing. We're just gonna dump that right on in there. We'll get the most of it in there. And we're gonna go ahead and reheat this pork a little bit in that sauce. And then that's what we're gonna use. Oh goodness. Might need to add a little more meat to this, but we're going to go ahead and this is going to be our filling for those beautiful, delicious, wonderful tamales that we're going to make. So next part after this, after we get this heated up and cooled back down, because I'm not messing with this while it's just steaming hot. I do like my fingerprints, as you know, even more than the government does. We're going to go ahead and get this heated up and let it cool down a little bit. while that's cooling down, we're gonna go ahead and start making our masa. Now, again, this is not something we've done before, so we got this harina de maize para tamales. It's supposed to be an instant. I don't know how instant it is. You still got to add other stuff to it. So we're gonna put some water, baking powder, vegetable shortening, and salt in this, and get it all blended up until I find the consistency that I think it's going to be. And then I guess after we get that mixed up, we'll let everything sit and rest for a little bit before we start spreading these on those corn husks that we got back over here. You saw those soaking in water. So now we've got those kind of in a moist towel, and hopefully those will be where they're supposed to be when we need them. We'll go ahead and shred some of those to tie the ends and everything. So let's go ahead and finish getting this heated up, and we'll let you know when we're ready to start making some masa. All right, so we are on the move now, getting this masa made up. So we got some vegetable broth going over here that's gonna go in it. We got our harina flour over here. We're getting the shortening put in it. And I had a little bit of the mixture from that pork left with the chilies and tomatillos and everything. So I figured I'd throw that in there. Maybe we'll get a little extra color off of it and see how that works out. So we're gonna get all of this put in that mixer, and we'll see how it turns out. All right, so we've got all the stuff in the mixer for the masa, except for the vegetable broth. So we're gonna redneck the hell out of this right quick. I need that out of my way.
Well, I need to use that for.
Oh, I was just gonna dump it in there.
Oh, don't do it. Don't add it all at the same time.
Well, I'm not going to.
Okay.
This is why it's so much fun. All right, go ahead. Just slow.
Yeah. Ah, honey, it's. Oh.
All right, we're not very good at this, so I'm gonna let the woman do it her way. I need a big pot that has a spout you can pour from.
I agree.
Anybody got one of them? If you can recommend one of them, that would be great. Because I really like to dumbass stuff up sometimes.
Can you go ahead and pour the broth in the 4-cup measuring cup?
I reckon. All right, that'll work out better. Look at that. Somebody's got a big smart one around here. Still dripping.
All right, we're gonna turn it off. Go ahead and put it in. Just pour the whole thing in.
Let's go ahead and mix that up. I don't want to overdo it. Can you tell we've never done this before?
Maybe we should have used a paddle. All right.
I don't know. It's looking like it's starting to, yeah, see?
All right.
It's starting to grab. And of course the official floor cleaners are in here doing their thing. Oh, yeah, see? Look at that, it's starting to go.
Can I have a spatula, please? Thank you.
Man. All right, so here's a pro tip while you're doing this. When you're down at the Mexican mart getting all your stuff to get this ready, ask one of them ladies over there to help you. They're wonderful, kind, caring individuals, I hope, and they'll show you how to make this masa dough the right way.
Do we need, it's kind of, I don't know, do we need more liquid?
Right, you ready?
Yeah, give me a sec.
All right. It's starting to come out though.
I kind of want to go ahead and change.
All right, now it's starting to look like yellow mud. Oh, look at that. It's starting to form again. That actually looks like it's the right color and everything. And it smells good. It smells like corn.
Probably some of that sauce in there too. How sticky is it supposed to be?
You'll see when it's the right consistency. You know what a tamale looks like.
A cooked tamale.
All right, we're gonna finish this up and we'll be back. All right, so we got that dough all mixed up, that masa all mixed up and everything, and we think it's at the right consistency. So we're gonna do our first one here. So I'm gonna take some of this stuff, and I hope I'm not doing it too much, but we're gonna spread that side to side. Woo, maybe that's a little thicker than I wanted it to be, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how thick it's supposed to be. So we're gonna spread that up to the top.
Would it be better to use a cake
I don't know.
thingy?
We're gonna do it this way right here for now though.
Because I have
So-
that.
Oh, hold on. I got a spot that doesn't have any on it. Right there. We don't want to leave any. I know we don't want to leave any bare spots.
Looks like it got a little too thick.
Yeah, maybe it's a little thick. So we might add the rest of that liquid in there.
Here.
But I'm gonna go ahead and make this one anyway. All right, so I got that covered. We're gonna take some good
Yeah, it's getting too thick.
mixture here. And we're gonna put all that in there. We're gonna roll until the masa touches each other. And then I think I'm gonna tuck that under a little bit, and then we will fold that. And wow, that looks like a tamale. All right, so we're gonna stick that one in our pan. Oh, we gotta tie it. So we'll take some strips and we'll just kind of tie each one right quick on the bottom.
Oop.
But you gotta not break it. Now I know why tamales cost so much. All right, so we got that thing all tied up. Looks like an actual tamale. We'll put that in our pan, and then we'll go ahead and we're gonna add the rest of that liquid to the mixer over here, and see if we can thin that out just a little bit, because I think it got too thick. And then we're gonna go ahead and continue with our tamale wrapping. Okay, we're letting somebody else try this now. You'll try your hand at it. She seems to be a little bit better at the spreading than I do, and a little more zealous with the filling. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we're getting it done.
Getting a little sticky again.
All right, we got our first dozen tamales. We got them in the pan right there. You can see they're not the most consistent tamales you've ever seen, but dadgum, this is a lot of fun. And we can see why it costs so much to buy really good homemade tamales. These are not the easiest thing to do. I'm sure once you pick up this skill, you can just kind of zip right through these, and we're getting better at it as we go along. We're just kind of making a mess and getting stuff everywhere in the meantime. But what are you thinking so far?
It's fun. I'm laughing.
So we're gonna keep on at it, and we're gonna go ahead and get this pan filled before we get back with you. And once we do, we'll go ahead and get that on the steam before we move on to the next batch, because we've only got one big pot big enough to do. What's that? About 3 dozen. So that ought to be a lot of good eating in itself, anyway. All right, so the floor cleaners in here think they're gonna get some. We got my bride and my beautiful kid in here doing this. I've been kind of kicked out of the way for a minute. Everybody wants to get involved, and I don't see why not. It's a whole lot of fun. And you can see how many we've got done now, and we're just moving right along. And these are just the pork ones. We still got all them brisket ones we got to get done. So, it sure smells good in here.
Do we need more?
Yeah, I'd put a touch more in there. All right, we'll be back. All right, so we've done a great job. We got a little bit of help from everybody, including the floor cleaners. And you can see we've got, holy goodness, look at that. We've got about 3 dozen of these here pulled pork tamales from that pork butt that I smoked. And we got onions and peppers and tomatillos and everything in the sauce with that, and those things are just smelling wonderful and delicious. So this is the last one that we're doing right here, the pork ones. Then we're gonna go ahead and get a little water in the bottom of this pot. And you can see that's a perforated pot, so we're gonna steam those things in there for about 45 minutes and get these things all beautiful and delicious and yummy. And obviously we can't eat that many. I mean, it's just the 3 of us here. Can you eat that many?
No.
Can you eat that many?
No.
I can try to eat that many, but it's not gonna happen. So we're gonna take those and we're gonna get them all steamed up. We'll taste them and let you know how that goes before we get started on the brisket ones, but looks like we're gonna have a lot here that we're gonna be able to freeze and eat later. Or for somebody that might have some, you know, special homemade salsa or special homemade brew, we might be able to do a little horse trading. Y'all let me know. All right, like I said, we're gonna sneak over to my buddy's house across the alley here. So see what they think about these things. Got my bride in tow right there. Somebody's got to carry the beer. Uh-oh, I caught them pulling out. They are pulling out of the driveway as we speak. So we're gonna have to stop them before they go. So. This is a taste test, surprise taste test.
Our very first tamales.
First ever,
Oh
first ever homemade tamales. So we want y'all to crack one of those open and tell us what you think about it.
Okay. Right now?
Yeah.
Or are we on the
Right in the car. Right in the car. Now they're hot. Like I said, they just came out of the steamer and everything. So. Now these are made with my smoked pork butt that I did yesterday. And we got some brisket ones going on later.
I saw you did a brisket, so.
Yeah, there is still. I think that it would be less sticky once it's cooled off.
It was going to say cooler.
It
Yeah.
looks like you did a good amount of
Meat
compared to
masa.
The
which
masa?
I think that's
All right.
important.
So here we go. Surprise taste test number 1.
Oh, that's too good. You don't even need anything like with that.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
you
like
don't
the
need
sauce
salsa
or nothing.
anything.
Oh, that's tasty.
That's amazing.
Good job. Damn.
All right, well there you
Awesome.
go. So
job.
we're going to get on the brisket ones here in a little bit, but we
right.
had to get some independent taste
Thank
testers
you.
on these. So, all right, y'all have a good time, and I hope y'all enjoy the rest of those.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, we're back at the house. So y'all see our independent taste test there. I think it went pretty well. So we're gonna go ahead and let these cool off a little bit, and we're gonna have some of them before we start on these brisket ones. But for the brisket ones, the only difference is we're gonna use the brisket meat. We're gonna use a little chicken stock. a little cilantro, or not cilantro, a little cumin, a little chili powder, and that's really the only difference. So instead of doing all those chilies and everything, we really want that brisket to come through. So that's what we're gonna do for those. And we're gonna use the chicken stock to moisten those up. So I think we're gonna go ahead and end it right here. And we're gonna watch some football. Go Cowboys. Thanks to my beautiful mother-in-law. She got my Van Der Esch jersey for me. And I appreciate that. That's a wonderful thing. So we're gonna get the rest of these made up, and we're gonna watch some football. And since we're making tamales, we're drinking a little Dos Equis beer today, so we'll go until we go. So anyway, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's not exactly 100% grilling, but you've been grilling with Bubba. All right, so I was asked to do a little add-on here for one of our favorite additions to these tamales. And to any tamales, really. Tacos, brisket tacos. I mean, anything that you want add a little extra something onto. So we've got these guys out here, and I think they're in Farmersville, Texas. And you can see it's smoke and brews, barbecue and beer. And you can see how empty that jar is. So we get some salsa from them, and this is a homemade fire roasted salsa. You can get it hot, you can get it medium. I'm pretty sure they'll even ship it to you if you need them to. But we like to have those on our tamales. So she's already over there eating them. I tried to set up a little taste test for you here, but somebody's already starting to dig in. So we've got that, and we've got that on our tamales. And you can see how delicious that stuff is. It's not real expensive. It's handmade, homemade, and these people are doing their best to start this wonderful business of helping you spice up your life a little bit. I don't know these people. I don't really owe them anything. And I'm gonna tell you, I repeat customer. These things are delicious. And this salsa just goes a long way for that.
The salsa is amazing. Like, they fire roast all of their peppers, and it's not overly spicy, but it has so much flavor, and there's such a depth of flavor that just heightens anything that you eat.
So we've had a few people that we need to thank during this recipe that's had some help. Of course, my beautiful bride here helped make the tamales and the masa and everything. My beautiful daughter helped put some of these things together, and she's in there chowing on her own right now. She couldn't wait to have some. Got to thank my mother-in-law for my Van Der Esch jersey, because, you know, winners love winners. So go Cowboys on that. But anyway, if y'all want to try any of this, if I missed anything, you're wondering how any of it went or what I did for something, feel free to drop a line on the video, and I'll see what I can do to answer. I'm not here to, you know, make anything off of this. I'm just here to have fun and maybe help some other people have fun. So I hope you are eating delicious like we are, and y'all have a wonderful weekend.